Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. It is time to reveal this side. It's 7 minutes to midnight, Tuesday night. Anyone else nervous, full of anticipation, pumped for footy, but also questioning everything we've researched over the last couple of months? Cool, me too, great. A few housekeeping things just off the top. Thank you very much to everyone who's got involved throughout the year and the pre-season. I've hit the 3,000 sub mark. That was a goal of mine for a couple of years. So I really was chuffed and I appreciate that very much. So like I often say, been with this channel for 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 years. I really do appreciate you getting on board. So that's fantastic. Plenty of videos being thrown around. Shameless plug here. I know this video, normally pretty popular, the old team reveal. So I know I threw a few videos at you. It's hard to keep up with. But if you're in for a last minute scramble in terms of the teams, and what we should do with, let's rock and roll. Shout out to the Facebook page as well. AFL Supercoach 360 and Series Supercoaches have been very generous in giving me some of their platform to post my stuff on, so I appreciate that very much. Shorty SuperCoach Group should be in the link, description, whatever, but it's in plenty of my recent videos. Same with the footy tipping competition, if you want to get stuck into that. Had a great live session tonight, so yeah, just had the live session at like 8 o'clock and then watched the rest of the movie with Watson, which was good. And I thought, look, I'm going to do this just so I'm not too rushed tomorrow. My internet is back, thank God. I tell you what, the buffering symbol, oh my goodness, I was sick of seeing that. My internet went out after the power went out last week, and I've been hotspotting my phone. Some of these videos took that long to upload, it was crazy. But we're back, it's fixed now. Let's rock and roll. And just a quick little thing, because I won't get time to touch on it. We will find out the rookies on Thursday, but a lot of people talking about, should we pick Joel Smith? I think it's Joel. Sort of back pocket there for the Ds. I probably wouldn't. I know we've been really worried about defensive rookies. I am pretty concerned about his durability and just his scoring potential, not too flash if you look over the journey. So I don't think we need to be rushing to that, but I understand why there are a few questions about it. So I just wanted to touch on it because it'll come and go and I won't get a chance to touch on it other than this video. But that's enough ramble. It's enough housekeeping. Let's get into the whole reason you actually came to the video, the team. And it's actually had some makeover over the last couple of days. Maybe the last week, trying to beef up that back line, wondering what rookies we might have on offer. Couple have come up in the last day or two, changing up the midfield, and I couldn't resist, guys. I couldn't resist. Here's the team. Disclaimer off the top. These rookies are more or less guesses / placeholders. They will adjust once we get the teams. I think we all know that, but I just wanted to put it out there because I know just as much as you guys. Until we get the teams, who knows? So I'm going to go through this line by line, and I'm sure you're all darting towards the midfield with a few questions there, but I'm just going to go through it line by line, and I'd love your feedback. Give it a like if you enjoyed. If you'd change anything, let me know. Don't stress old Shorty out too much, but I'll tell you what, it's been a big pre-season. I'm relatively happy, I must admit, but let's go through it. Now, the back line, I wanted to bat deep. Now, there's been stages where Hewitt was D5, but I've got Lloyd, Crisp, Short, and Whitfield. Really happy with that. I think Lloyd, didn't set the world on fire in the pracky games, but he's rock solid. It's either him or Tom Stewart. I'm happy with Lloyd. Jack Crisp, midfield time, scores well down back or in the midfield, playing a big role for the Pies this year as a senior player. Jaden Short, no Basher Hooley. The numbers suggest when Hooley's not there, Short's the main guy out of the back line, and we saw that big time in some practice games. And Lockie Whitfield, one of the most popular players in the game. Great player, uses it so well, runs all day long, and he's underpriced given his body issues of the last year. Now, Sicily's been in this back line at times. George Hewitt's been in this back line at times. I cooled on Sicily, got real warm on Hewitt, and then for reasons I'll explain, a lot of it was getting Gibcus involved. I wasn't sold on it. Look, the back line rookies, I'm not in love with it. I like Hinge, still looking to get confirmation that that shoulder's all good. But then you got McCartan, Gibcus and DeConning, all sort of youngish types. McCartan's been around for a while, but still young in terms of defender. And they can all take intercept marks in their own right. But I do have some concerns about their scoring ability and fielding one of them. It's going to be tricky, but that's how we've landed in the back line. Who knows? We might get a Josh Sin, or we might get something else that bobs up that I don't expect. But that's how I landed. It's probably the biggest point of contention, me not having some more depth at D5. But I'll explain why. So literally an hour and a half ago, George Hewitt was at D5. And then we started to change some things. Now this midfield. Let's take a look at the midfield. Now, McRae, Oliver speak for themselves. But what you will see is Steele has left my team. I don't love it, but something had to give. So here's the process of elimination, right? A couple of weeks ago, my team was what it was. I felt like I had to beef up the back line. So I love Paddy Cripps. I really do. I didn't want to pick him. He killed me last year. I'm still receiving some serious therapy from it. But he gave me no choice. He just gives you that look and you go, oh, Paddy. Oh, nice biceps. Okay, it's done. Oh, you won 7 clearances and kicked 4 goals. Okay. Cool. Hard to resist. He's a hard man to resist. Because I thought, let's free up some cash because I need to find a way to bring in George Hewitt into that back line. Did that. It was Cripps and Hewitt for a bit down back. And the more the week went on, the more team reveals I saw, the more comments I got about Matty Rowell. And I don't like being a sheep. And for a while I thought, look, he might not be a keeper, this and that, beef up the back line. But I thought, as simple as it sounds, I don't want to sit all weekend and barrack against one of the most exciting young players in the game. I don't enjoy doing that. And for a while there, he was in like 30% of teams. I thought, oh, yeah, he's popular without being like a must-have guy. He's in like 50% of teams now, which is, I just felt like you can't be left behind in your starting squad. And I just felt like I've done it before where I've missed certain guys, fallen behind the pack. I just thought, look, if it goes wrong, I'll go down with everyone else. The bloke's a star. I do love watching him play. So I didn't want to sit there barracking against such a young talent. And he was such an impressive guy in the pracky game. So in the end, that's what happened. I traded down Hewitt to Gibcus. I flirted with, the idea of finding some extra coin and maybe trying to get my way up to a Chapman or a Richards was even spoken about. Dill Clark, I couldn't get my way to Nick Blakey. I'm sorry. But just back on that midfield, I think having 2 of Miller, Steele, Oliver and McRae is crucial. And I've always been a frugal bastard. $700 remaining. Use all that bank, baby. And yeah, look, Steele, he's not in there at the moment. I love them both, Oliver and Steele. And Neil, sort of picks himself at that price, one of the most popular guys. And then we rounded out with the 3 big gun rookies that I think you just got to have. Horne-Francis, Dacos, Ward. Dacos could pick up some defender status. I think he'll be the best averaging rookie of the year. And then we move on to this midfield bench, which will largely come down to rookies and what we get offered on Thursday night. I think McDonald's, not a bad chance to get a game, probably on the fringe. Hasselhoff, I think, is being said he will debut. Was quite handy and inconsistent in the pracky game. And Tommy Joyce, I'm spewing about. I really want to get a read on this ankle injury. I heard it wasn't as bad as first thought. Honestly, 4 or 5 days ago, I was thinking this guy could be one of the best rookie options we get. Massive opportunity at West Coast. He's been waiting for this chance. Didn't get it at Brisbane. The bloke's a ball magnet. I reckon he's a great player. So honestly, if it's a 2-weeker, he might be. A lot of people ask, do you deliberately go a loophole? Not deliberately unless there's method to it, but he might be a guy that I could just hold there for a couple of weeks because I don't see a loophole coming anywhere else. Food for thought. We're going to find out tomorrow night. Moving on to the rest of the side. Set and forget on your rucks. I haven't done it many, many times. So wake up, Shorty. You've had a stinker of a year last year. Let's do the safe, reliable thing because you've been burnt many times by your mid-price rucks. Cool. Nice. We got Dixon down there. Should get some opportunity. That could be Hayes. That could, it'll just, these rookies, they'll just round themselves out. A couple might change, couple might not. And forward line, Dunkley's been in, my team since day dot. Might even VC him if I've got a little loophole going on. I think he's double-tonned against the Demons once upon a time, I think it was. Few VC options in tonight's game, actually. Butters, absolute lock. Super excited to watch him play in his midfield role. Cornelio, I think, probably wasn't, a couple of months ago, probably wasn't comfortable with him being an F3, but he genuinely looks back, just looks great, really confident with that. And probably the other part of the team that I've wrestled with, so there's no Will Brodie at this point. That's not to say again, I wanted to pick two of Cherry, Ralph Smith, Brodie, and Naish. I'm warming to Cherry more and more, but this is a big one for the teams. I need to see the teams. I think Ralph Smith's job security could be iffy when Vlosten comes back. That's my main concern. I think he's got a great role. Cherry, is he going to be that main ruck? How does that look with Callum Coleman-Jones and Goldstein? Brodie, I have a few concerns just with how he's slipping down that pecking order at the Dockers. Even Croden had 22 centre bounce attendances. I just fear, could Brodie get just sort of slid out to a flank or a wing? There's a reason he didn't make it at Gold Coast. I hope he's not a pre-season hero. But at the moment, he's not there. And honestly, Paddy Naish is the other one. If I do need to find some coin, it could be Ralph Smith down to Naish or something like that. If he gets named, if I have the confidence in him. So much opportunity, the Eagles, through that midfield, given their raft of injuries. And Naish was super impressive. I was a fan of him at Richmond, to be honest. And she'll get his opportunity. So that's where that is sort of sitting in that ballpark. Rochelle locked into most people's teams. Durden, I think, should be right for round one by all reports. But he actually played a really nice half of footy in the Pracky game, then had to come off. I think he'll have his quiet games, but I think he can tackle hard, sneak a goal here and there, and he'll have his days. And Baldwin, I think with Harry Jones going down, should be a really good option. A bit of mature age about him as well. Nice set of dukes on him too. Just looked the part. He just looked nice. And I'd really be hoping that Nick Martin can get named. I thought he looked great. Not sure if he will be named. But like I said, those rookie positions will round themselves out. So overall, I'm fairly happy. $700 left. I've got 4, 8, 10, let's call it 12 premiums. That fair? Can I call Cripper a premium? Can I call Butters a premium? I think if you wanted to say worst case scenario, maybe 11 premiums, and best case 13. Like Cornelio, honestly, he could get back to mid-90s if he's playing this midfield role consistently. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So yeah, I'm comfortable, but I'm just a bit nervy, you know what I mean? You put so much work into a team, you post so many videos, you have a shocker last year. I just want to land a couple of these picks and get off to a flyer. So I'm really excited to get to the footy, watch some of these players play, hear the roar of the MCG crowd. I'm bloody excited, to be honest. I've missed that so much. So I'd love your thoughts on the team. Feel free to post your team. Like I said, I'm going away for a few nights in Melbourne. So I'll do my very best to get back to as many of these comments as I can on the Facebook page and on the YouTube comments, of course. But I'll just do my best. If I can, I can. If I don't get to them all, I apologise. But like I said, I've really been loving all your involvement throughout the pre-season, guys. It's been great. Really productive pre-season. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So you guys make the channel. There's no channel if you guys aren't watching and commenting. And the live session, heaps of fun. So I'll be doing that most Tuesdays. So keep an eye out for when I post the time. But yeah, all the best, guys. Good luck. Enjoy the footy. Get to a game if you can. Footy's back. Capacity crowds, baby. Can't wait for it. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.